I almost died, and it happened so fast I didn't even have time to react. After the fight with Jake Paul, my body was completely drained from long-term, high-intensity training. Even sitting felt exhausting. When I got into the car, I instinctively chose the back seat, just wanting to close my eyes and give my body a moment to recover. The impact came without warning. I didn't process danger at all.
Well, I'm upset, really, like deep down in my heart. Oh, man. Oh.
It doesn't look like he has any major injuries. Is true, and that would be fantastic, and obviously he'd be a very lucky boy if that was the case. But we hope that is the case.
It happened out in Nigeria. It's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is, and how things can change in a heartbeat.
Imagine this for a moment. Anthony Joshua, one of the most respected and battle-tested figures in boxing, is lying in a hospital bed, and he's done holding back. This isn't a polished PR statement or a carefully crafted response from his management team. What you're hearing is raw, unfiltered truth from a man who narrowly escaped something truly horrifying. But what makes this situation even more intense is that Joshua isn't just reflecting on the crash or expressing gratitude for surviving it. He's going a step further. He's openly pointing fingers at the Paul brothers. And this isn't vague speculation. He makes it unmistakably clear that he believes Jake Paul crossed serious lines. Joshua states without hesitation that the crash was not a coincidence. Let that sink in. This is a seasoned professional athlete who has faced extreme danger inside the ring, someone who understands pressure, risk, and real consequences. And yet, he's telling the world that what happened to him wasn't simply bad luck or unfortunate timing. According to Joshua, there's far more beneath the surface of this incident, and in his view, the Paul brothers are right at the center of it.
I didn't process danger at all. Later, I learned the car had crashed head-on into a stationary truck. The full force of the collision hit the front seats. The back seat, where I was, became the only relatively safe place, and that's what saved me. What I still struggle to accept is that the two people in the front didn't survive. In that instant, they took the most violent impact. Without meaning to, they absorbed everything and became my shield. Security pulled me from the car and rushed me to the hospital. The doctors told me I was extremely lucky, that I'd only suffered minor injuries, but honestly, that kind of luck doesn't feel comforting at all. That was the moment I understood something clear.
Now, let's dive into the emotional reality Anthony Joshua is facing. This is where it gets truly heavy. He's openly admitting to pure, soul-crushing grief, the kind of devastating pain that resonates in every word he speaks. This loss didn't just hurt, it cut deep, the kind of wound that changes a person forever. What's remarkable, though, is how Joshua is handling it, and this is what separates true champions from pretenders. His anger turned inward, not outward. He's not lashing out recklessly, making excuses, or shifting blame onto everyone around him. That honesty matters more than most realize. Anthony Joshua is owning his pain, processing it with dignity, class, and maturity, showing the world what true accountability looks like. Meanwhile, Jake Paul? He's chasing noise, stirring drama, and fueling controversy for clicks and views. He shows neither respect nor basic human decency. The contrast couldn't be more stark, and it speaks volumes about the true character of these two men.
It was just from the heart, right? I knew I was mad, like, at myself, not anyone, just at myself.
Johnny Nelson, a voice with serious authority in the boxing world, is speaking out. This is exactly what many people feared all along. And he's right. Life can turn upside down in an instant, without warning. In those moments when everything goes wrong, all the boxing rivalries, social media drama, and trash talk suddenly mean nothing, not a single thing. After hearing Anthony Joshua speak directly from his hospital bed, any lingering doubts about the severity of this situation vanish completely. His words leave no room for question. This crash was serious. This wasn't staged internet drama, fake outrage for clicks, or a pay-per-view stunt. This was real loss, real trauma, and a wake-up call that casts a harsh spotlight on everything Jake Paul touches. When someone like Johnny Nelson, who's seen it all in boxing, expresses this level of concern, you know the situation is as serious as it gets.
It's just sad. It just makes you realise how valuable life is, and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs, and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear. sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Anthony Joshua is expressing something deeply profound about what it truly means to survive and experience this traumatic, and his words hit hard. He explains that survival comes with a cost that never fully disappears. No matter how much time passes or how hard you try to move forward, the pain doesn't simply fade away like people want to believe. Instead, it becomes something you learn to live with, something that reshapes who you are at your core. Speaking directly from the hospital and detailing everything he endured, Joshua's words confirm just how serious this incident was, for him and for those around him. This wasn't a minor scare he'll laugh off later, or an online exaggeration blown out of proportion for clicks. The emotional damage is real, lasting, and deeply profound. And when Anthony Joshua begins questioning how and why everything unfolded the way it did, when he starts connecting the dots around timing and circumstances, the situation surrounding Jake Paul becomes impossible to ignore. This doesn't feel like random chance. The pieces don't add up, and Joshua is brave enough to say that out loud.
Comes at a cost, like big cost, and like sometimes it'll never break me, but it takes real strength for it.
John Fury, a man who rarely shows shock after everything he's witnessed in combat sports, reacts with genuine disbelief and visible relief. His words drive home just how close Anthony Joshua came to losing everything: his career, his future, even his life. After hearing Joshua speak from his hospital bed, describing what he endured and what was taken from him, the word luck no longer feels comforting. Survival suddenly feels fragile, almost temporary, as if it could have gone the other way in an instant. When respected figures like John Fury speak with this level of concern, when they can't hide how shaken they are, it adds serious weight to Anthony Joshua's belief that this incident was anything but ordinary. This wasn't just another car accident you hear about every day. And then there's the silence from Jake Paul's side. No accountability. No acknowledgement. That absence only deepens the suspicion and unease spreading throughout the boxing world. People are watching. People are asking questions. And the answers simply aren't adding up.
You one lucky lad. God bless you, my lad. Glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be...
Eddie Hearn sounds relieved, and understandably so, because his fighter survived against overwhelming odds. But there's also a note of caution in his voice, and that caution speaks volumes. Physical injuries can heal. Broken bones mend, cuts close, bruises fade. But Anthony Joshua's words from the hospital reveal something deeper was shaken, something that no surgery or therapy can fix. Being pulled from wreckage, witnessing friends who didn't make it, surviving when others didn't, experiences like that change a person forever. After hearing Joshua describe the immense pressure he was under and the events leading up to the crash, luck feels like an incomplete explanation. There's clearly more to this story than meets the eye. The crash occurred at a time when tensions around the Jake Paul fight were at their peak, emotions running high, drama everywhere. That timing raises questions that cannot simply be dismissed as coincidence.
It doesn't look like he has any major injuries. He's true, and that would be fantastic, and obviously he'd be a very lucky boy if that was the case. But we hope that is the case.
Gareth A. Davies makes it clear through his coverage that this story doesn't end with a few headlines before everyone moves on. The ongoing investigations show there are still unanswered questions that demand attention. After Anthony Joshua spoke from his hospital bed with brutal honesty, fans are no longer willing to accept simple explanations or convenient narratives. Road conditions alone cannot account for the timing of the crash or the circumstances surrounding it. When Joshua explicitly connects this experience to the chaos surrounding Jake Paul, the focus shifts sharply toward accountability. Boxing has seen controversy before: fixed fights, doping scandals, promotional disputes, but this situation carries a weight far beyond typical sports drama. Joshua is showing the world the stark difference between true fighters, who risk everything in the ring, and those who chase headlines as if boxing were a reality show. While Joshua faced real danger and devastating loss, dealing with trauma that will stay with him forever, the Paul brothers treated the situation like entertainment, spinning narratives for clicks and views. This exposes their recklessness and complete lack of accountability in everything they touch. Anthony Joshua's experience is a stark reminder to fans everywhere. Real fighters face consequences that no viral clip, social media following, or publicity stunt can prepare them for. Respect is earned through action and character, not manufactured online, and Joshua proves that through resilience and unwavering commitment to the truth.
Weeks ago, this guy's in front of the whole world, Netflix, millions of dollars, breaks Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places, decides to go back to Nigeria, almost dies. 2 of his closest friends pass away in the accident. You never know what days your last.
Frank Warren's reaction to the crash underscores just how serious this situation truly is, and the very real danger Anthony Joshua faced in those moments. Promoters are used to drama, controversies, and media storms. Headlines come and go, but even they cannot ignore the gravity of what happened here. That reality stands in sharp contrast to the Paul brothers, who constantly manipulate stories for attention and profit, with little regard for truth or consequence. Anthony Joshua survived a situation where recklessness and poor judgment could have cost him his life. Promoters and insiders across the boxing world agree, this was no ordinary incident, no routine accident to be forgotten. Joshua demonstrates respect, responsibility, and genuine care for fighters, and he shows both in abundance. The Paul brothers' theatrics, staged confrontations, and manufactured beef pale in comparison to the reality Joshua endured. Genuine pain, devastating loss, and survival while the entire world watched, uncertain if he would make it. Eddie Hearn emphasizes something crucial that goes beyond boxing or business. Real care and responsibility extend far beyond fame or publicity. Joshua endured unimaginable trauma while others in the vehicle lost their lives, and he faced the aftermath with integrity and honesty that most people couldn't manage. Meanwhile, the Paul brothers exploit spectacle relentlessly, without a thought for consequences or the human cost of their actions. This moment exposes the truth. Anthony Joshua is a true professional who values human life over hype, who understands that some things matter more than viral moments. For him, the priorities are real: support from his team, proper medical care, and the safety of loved ones, not PR lines designed to look good. Surviving a near-fatal crash while friends perish shows courage and class at a level most will never comprehend. In stark contrast, the Paul brothers are exposed as opportunists, profiting from drama rather than respecting the real risks of this sport and lifestyle.
Be there for them and the family, anything they need. You know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure obviously they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy and as happy as can be.
Pain game is to...
Medical experts are highlighting the immense physical and mental toll Anthony Joshua endured, painting a stark picture of just how close he came to not making it. This is a man who knows pain. He's taken punches from some of the hardest hitters in the world and understands what it means to fight through suffering. Yet surviving a crash like this is on an entirely different level. The Paul brothers, by contrast, have never faced stakes like this, not even close. They manipulate situations and profit from controversy, with no understanding of the real dangers or the consequences that come from reckless actions. Anthony Joshua's recovery demonstrates a strength that goes beyond athleticism or conditioning. It underscores the difference between true fighters, who put everything on the line, and social media showmen, who risk nothing. Enduring trauma, losing close friends, and surviving against overwhelming odds highlights courage and resilience that cannot be faked or manufactured for content. Fans can now see clearly that Anthony Joshua's life, career, and character demand respect, far beyond anything staged for clicks or views.
Through such a severe car accident there, like, alright, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't want to...
Liam Goss's words cut through the noise, highlighting the true gravity of this situation. Anthony Joshua survived a crash that claimed the lives of his closest friends. Let that sink in. No amount of social media hype or Paul brothers' theatrics could ever replicate, or even begin to understand, that reality. While Jake Paul chases attention like it's oxygen, Joshua faces real consequences and demonstrates a kind of strength only life's most brutal moments can teach. The emotional and psychological toll is immense, the kind of burden that would break most people. Yet Joshua speaks with honesty and composure, revealing his true character. Fans now see, on a deeper level, that Anthony Joshua's resilience is unmatched in modern boxing. In stark contrast, the Paul brothers thrive on manufactured drama, never facing real danger themselves, always hiding behind cameras and social media platforms. Surviving a near-fatal crash while carrying the weight of loss sets Anthony Joshua apart from anyone who treats boxing as a game or entertainment. This incident proves, once and for all, that character and courage matter infinitely more than viral fame or follower counts.
Anthony Joshua injured in car accident. 2 people who I believe were with Anthony Joshua were friends of his have tragically passed away. Before I carry on reading the article, the 2 people who have tragically passed, my condolences is all I can say. To their friends and families, we'll definitely offer up some prayers.
Alexander Usyk highlights something crucial: the human cost behind headlines that people scroll past without a second thought. Anthony Joshua is not just a fighter, a celebrity, or a brand. He's part of a team of people he trusts completely. Losing 2 close friends is a devastating blow, the depth of which the public rarely sees. Meanwhile, Jake Paul generates noise for clicks and engagement, but Joshua experiences the real weight of life and death, the kind of weight that changes a person forever. Fans are finally seeing what happens when fame meets fragility, when the image of an invincible champion collides with human vulnerability. This accident exposes the stark contrast between those who genuinely risk their lives for the sport they love and those who risk nothing yet profit from chaos and controversy. Anthony Joshua's message of strength and recovery resonates because it comes from truth and lived experience, not from publicity strategies or calculated image management. Respect is earned in moments like this, in how you face the worst life can throw at you. The Paul brothers, by comparison, fail to meet even a fraction of that standard.
Usyk said, "This is an unbelievable loss. Sinna Atlati for 2 incredible people who were not only part of AJ's team, but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua, wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay strong."
The media coverage of Anthony Joshua's accident shows just how quickly speculation spreads, especially when Paul brothers' narratives dominate headlines and drive engagement. While others debate endlessly over details and conspiracy theories, Joshua faced life-threatening danger firsthand and survived. This is far more than a news story or a trending cycle. It's a reminder that real fighters endure real trauma, with consequences that last a lifetime. The attention-seeking antics of Jake Paul stand in stark contrast to Joshua's reality, and the difference is almost painful to witness. Every statement Joshua made from the hospital emphasized truth over theatrics, substance over style. Fans can now clearly separate hype from genuine hardship, seeing Joshua as someone who faces consequences directly rather than manufacturing them for content. Surviving this crash elevates him beyond athleticism or boxing skill. It showcases character, resilience, and courage that cannot be faked, taught, or imitated. This is real, and the difference is undeniable.
Joshua's SUV struck the stationary truck. So I just want to give you guys the breaking news. Unfortunately, Anthony Joshua was involved in a car accident in Nigeria.
Gareth A. Davies highlights the stark contrast between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, showing what truly matters in boxing. While Paul thrives on spectacle, constantly creating drama and controversy, Joshua approaches every fight with class, skill, and careful preparation, putting substance above showmanship every single time. Injuries in the ring are painful, yes. But surviving a near-fatal accident makes it crystal clear who truly understands consequences, and who is just playing games. Joshua's composure in America, facing challenges on multiple fronts, physical recovery, emotional trauma, and public pressure, demonstrates discipline and professionalism at the highest level. Jake Paul's theatrics, by comparison, feel shallow, like watching a child play dress-up next to a battle-hardened soldier. Fans witness a fighter who endures pain, loss, and pressure while maintaining integrity and honesty. The contrast is undeniable. Anthony Joshua proves that real champions earn respect through action, preparation, and surviving life's most brutal moments with dignity, while the Paul brothers profit off drama without ever facing real stakes or genuine danger.
In fact, it's some very interesting and germane points you make there in this moment, Raheem, that I think What I've noticed, that obviously there were a kind of panoply of opinions about inviting Jake Paul to take it back a week and a half. I mean, I was critical of that fight being signed, first of all, because I worried about the dangers for Jake Paul. He got his jaw broken at the end of the day, and kind of used the scars as a flag in his new moon. Delusionally optimistic, in his words, as he is about these things. So Anthony Joshua went to America a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, played the role which he needed to play, was very classy.
Tyson Fury's reaction shows that even boxing legends, people who've seen and done it all, are stunned by what Anthony Joshua endured and survived. Surviving such a dangerous accident elevates Joshua's status beyond the ring, beyond titles and belts. Meanwhile, the Paul brothers' influence is now under scrutiny, as investigators ask serious questions, exposing patterns of recklessness and disregard for consequences that have been building for years. Joshua's experience proves that real fighters face challenges that test mind, body, and spirit in ways most fans can hardly imagine. Fury's shock reflects the sentiment of fans worldwide, who recognize the difference between someone who truly risks their life for the sport and those who manipulate situations for attention and profit. Accountability is inevitable. You can only avoid it for so long. Anthony Joshua's resilience throughout this ordeal sets a new benchmark for professionalism and character in modern boxing, one that others will be measured against for years to come.
Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, black, whites, Chineses, everybody on earth. This goes out to you. We are not divided. We are one peoples under God, united. That's what we are. Let no government, let no spokesperson, let no politician drive a wedge between humanity. Welcome your brothers and sisters as one. They are not your enemies. They are your brothers and sisters under God. We all came from Adam and Eve. In the beginning, everybody on earth. Remember that. Spread love, not hate, and spread peace, not war. All this talk of all the stuff going on, I mean, all the political stuff, trying to drive a wedge between humanity and God's children. Let us not go down that path. We are one, united under God in Jesus.
After everything Anthony Joshua has endured, surviving the unthinkable and speaking his truth from a hospital bed, it's clear that survival and resilience define a true champion far more than any headline or viral clip ever could. Surviving a near-fatal car crash, losing close friends, and facing it all with honesty and courage shows strength that goes beyond the ring, beyond sports, beyond wins and losses. Every statement Joshua made exposes the recklessness and opportunism surrounding the Paul brothers, who profit from drama while ignoring the real-life consequences for real people. Joshua navigated every detail of this nightmare with composure and integrity, proving that character, decency, and accountability still matter in boxing and in life. Fans now have a rare chance to witness the true cost of fame versus genuine professionalism. The contrast is stark and undeniable. One side builds legacies through sacrifice, courage, and hard-earned respect that stands the test of time. The other chases attention at the expense of safety and accountability, leaving chaos in its wake. Boxing has always been more than punches and knockouts. It's about discipline, resilience, and how you face life's harshest moments when no one would blame you for breaking. Now we want to hear from you. Where do you stand? Comment below, share your perspective, and join the debate on who truly embodies what it means to be a fighter in a world where social media spectacle often overshadows substance and character.